Do bar and club owners hate hip hop? This was a question that was asked in the DJ help desk, and I thought it would be an interesting video, something to talk about. I looked at a lot of the comments under this question, and several people wrote it off as racism pure and simple. And I'm not suggesting that this can't be a factor, because it absolutely can. But maybe there's another way to look at this. Let's talk about that today in this video. But first, hello, I'm Brian. Welcome to my channel. If you've been going down a rabbit hole of videos and landed here, welcome. I've been here for 18 years now doing videos for DJs. It's very vloggy stuff, very punk. You'll hear noises in the background. I'm just shooting this with my camera phone. So thank you. I'd appreciate your likes, subscriptions, comments, all that fun stuff. And notification bell rings. I hate to hustle that, but we're going to need to start doing that to grow the channel a little bit. Now, before I think we can even begin to understand this, I think we have to etch a sketch our brain. Just do this whole bar owner racism thing. Okay, now, let's have some empathy for everyone involved. And let's start with us, the DJ, and how what we play influences the audience in front of us. If we play up-tempo dance music, generally, people are going to dance and smile and laugh and have a good time. If we play a nice, cool slow jam, it may promote people to ask each other to dance, some slow dancing. If we play something like up-tempo chill music, it may not promote dancing, but it may promote a good social environment. On the other hand, if we play down-tempo chill music, it may put our audience to sleep. Have you ever done that? It's been towards the end of the night, you gotta get rid of people. You play some down-tempo chill music, and people are just like, oh, okay, time to go home. Music influences people. It just does. What we play can affect what's going on in the room. I'm thinking about Limp Bizkit. If you ever saw the documentary for Woodstock 99, conditions were very poor there, right? Limp Bizkit is not to blame for what happened at Woodstock 99. By the way, it was a complete S show. Riots, there were I don't know, look, watch the documentary. There are things I can't say here on YouTube that happened at Woodstock 99. It was bad. Very bad. Limp Bizkit went on, and that's when things went nuts. People started behaving badly. And it wasn't completely Limp Bizkit's fault. But the stage had been set for something to explode. Limp Bizkit lit the fuse. And things exploded. They didn't help the situation. Let's just say that, okay? So we know that aggressive down-tempo music can make, the frat boys jump around and get aggressive, right? Let's say that you're playing at a bar or a club, and you've got a bunch of frat boys there, a bunch of bros, woohoo, jumping around, being aggressive. Would kicking off a new rock set with Limp Bizkit be the best thing for public safety? Ask yourself that as a real legit programmer who knows what you play influences the audience in front of you. It could get dangerous if you've got a packed house. You got bartenders hustling to get alcohol out there. You got frat boys in there, and you play the right song to encourage them to be aggressive, it might get ugly. We should know this as DJs. When I was a young DJ playing in the club, I used to love to wind people up. Just wind them up with whatever I could. The manager used to come up to me often and say, hey man, take it down a notch. Play a slow jam. Do something. Why? They're having a great time. Please just do it. I didn't know it. I was too naive at the time to really see what was going on, but we were sometimes teetering on a really bad situation because the crowd was just way too wound up. I needed to take it down to chill them out because the music meant something. It really did. It influences people. We know that. That's our job. Influences them to have a good time. Influences them to do all kinds of stuff. Music is powerful. So, if you look at it from a bar owner's point of view, they've heard the horror stories. There was one that happened here in Milwaukee. There was a club that I used to play. I don't know, this was a while back. And it was a very mixed crowd in the club. And I played all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I played hip hop. I played dance music. I played rock music. I played all kinds of stuff. I played house music. I couldn't be there one night, and they brought in a substitute who had never played there before. And they went full on hip hop there. Really aggressive stuff. Never giving it a break. And somebody started popping caps in the place. Closed it down for DJs for good. It was never a night where we played in there again. And guess what the venue blamed it on? Hip hop. Why? They don't understand what we do. They don't understand it like we do anyway. But they hear the horror stories and they experience things. So the owners of the place go in there and say, okay, what was different tonight? It was all hip hop. So hip hop must be the problem. Look, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you play, it's how you play it. And you want to keep things safe. That's what bar owners do understand. They want things to be safe, and they need things to be profitable. They need to stay open. I used to play this club that was salsa, merengue, bachata. Most of our audience were from salsa clubs around the city. People would take lessons, and then they would go out and dance salsa at these clubs. Also, big crowd, like my wife and her family and her friends would go there and chill out and have fun with salsa and merengue and bachata. They had a no Mexican music rule there. And the Mexican DJs looked at it as very racist. But it wasn't really as racist as they thought it was. To understand this, look, tropical Latin culture and Central American culture are very different. The music is very different. There are a lot of places in the city of Milwaukee where you can go and hear a lot of the Tex-Mex music. But the vibe that this club was doing was different than what anyone else was doing. It was salsa, merengue, bachata, maybe some reggaeton. They wanted to keep that audience. And they knew that if they catered to the Mexican music audience, they would come in droves. And it would push out the salsa, merengue, bachata audience, who, by the way, spent a lot of money. They were rather affluent. A lot of them were. Where the Mexican music audience, maybe not so much. It's about profit. That's what it's about. It wasn't about being racist. It was about keeping a vibe and not pushing a clientele away with the wrong vibe. So, not having the knowledge we have, they could come off as racist sometimes. But I think they would play anything if it made them a profit. And the audience was safe in the meantime. Unfortunately, sometimes DJs don't understand how to work audiences, and they could cause problems if they take things too far. Barner doesn't understand that, but as DJs, we do. So I think generally, most of us who are doing open format type stuff at bars and clubs do play hip hop, but we don't play hip hop all night long. Most of us are not doing that. Most of us are mixing it in with other things, giving everybody a little something and knowing when these things are appropriate and when they're not. That comes with experience as DJs. So, I don't know. I don't always think it's a racist thing. It can absolutely be. Yes, it can be. But I think it goes a little deeper than that. And I think we have to have some empathy for where they're coming from. They know about liquor. They know about venues. They know about those kind of things. They don't necessarily know about the art of DJing. They just know that some things are problematic. They've seen problems. They don't want them again. They don't want it to repeat at their venue. And that's very understandable. We got to stay open. So, I don't know. If you're playing at a hip-hop club, you get this. I mean, you have to get this. You have to understand when it's time to bring it down. Hills and valleys. Some DJs don't understand this. Things escalate, and it becomes a problem. But unless you know how to do that, you could create problems. And bar owners, again, don't understand the difference. They don't get it. That's why a lot of them just do Spotify and wonder why things aren't going so well. But anyway, I don't know. Quick video for you today. Hope it made sense. Thank you so much for tuning in. Questions, comments, all that stuff down here. Would appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.